Translation. Therefore, O King, the Manus, being fully engaged according to the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, directly re-established the principles of occupational duty in its full 4 parts. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dharma, or occupational duty, can be established in its full 4 parts, as explained in the Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita 4.1, the Lord says, Imam Vishvate Yogam Proktamham Abhavayam Vivasvan Manye Praha Manayo Ishvaku Bhavit. I instructed the imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vishvavan. Vishvavan instructed to Manu, the father of mankind. And Manu in turn instructed it to Ishvaku. This is the process of disciplic succession. Following the same process, the Krishna conscious movement is teaching the principles of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, without deviation. All over the world, if the fortunate people of this time accept the instructions of Lord Krishna, they will certainly be happy in Lord Chaitanya's, Mahaprabhu's mission. Lord Chaitanya wanted everyone, at least in India, to become a preacher in this mission. In other words, one should become a guru and preach the Lord's instructions all over the world for the peace and prosperity of humanity. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, its course is full of Lord Krishna's instruction. Now, this in the Bhagavad Gita, it says that at the end, in the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna says, I have given you confidential knowledge, then more confidential knowledge, and then I will give you the most confidential knowledge, and which is, of course, 1865 and 1866. Mano bhakto mananaskuru manasavinaskuru. And then Sabadama Britaja, Mammikam Savambrija, Hammatvam Savaparebhyo Mokshami Samochacha. This is the supreme instruction to surrender to the process of Tilak succession, to the line of the gurus coming from the parampara, from the parampara, all the way from Krishna, down through the 6 Goswamis and so Bhaktivinoda Thakur and so on like this, until we come to Srila Prabhupada and, of course, his disciples. And now this process was followed by this process is followed, so the truth cannot be diluted or changed, or so we should keep to the knowledge in this process should be not changed or diluted or compromised in any way, because if we do, we will lose the absolute truth. Now, there's one quote from Bhaktivedanta Swati Thakur, and he says, I can't remember word for word, but it says, roughly he says, in one of his instructions, he says, when one must preach boldly. If one doesn't, one will make an offense to Guru and Gauranga, one will be cheated, or become an atheist. So we have to keep to the absolute truth. without deviation, as Prabhupada says in the purport here. And then when we come to preach the absolute truth, even though we may not understand it in the beginning, but if we hear it and pray to the acharyas to help us, the acharyas will help us understand the absolute truth. If we just repeat what the acharyas have said, and we repeat it, and then the acharyas will actually help us understand it by their mercy. They will be very merciful to us. We understand it. Now, this process was followed by teaching the principles of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, without deviation. So then, Mahaprabhu, Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. And he came in the mood of a devotee. And the mood of a devotee is actually surrendering to the principles of the Bhagavad Gita, accepting a spiritual master, a guru. Of course, Lord Chaitanya accepted a spiritual master, even though he's the Supreme Person of Godhead himself. He accepted a spiritual master. He went to Ujjain and served there under his ashram guru, and then Krishna to Ujjain, and Krishna also accepted a guru, ashram guru in Ujjain, and also Lord Chaitanya accepted a guru to show us what we should, the path we should follow. Now, the mood of Lord Chaitanya's mission is the mood. First, we have to understand Lord Chaitanya's mood. Lord he came in the mood of separation from Krishna. Even though he is Krishna himself, he came in the mood of Radha Bhav. Now, this word Bhav generally sometimes frightens people because they think it's a high word. But it just simply means spiritual emotion. So Lord Chaitanya came in the mood of separation of Radharani from Krishna. Because Mayapur Dham is in the mood of separation, and Vrindavan Dham is in the mood of union. So there is no difference between the two in tattva, but the only difference is the mood between the two places, the two holy dhams. The mood is Vrindavan the mood is union in Vrindavan, and the mood of separation in Mayapur. Now, in Vrindavan, originally Radha and Krishna were one. Krishna Das Kaviraj explains this in the third chapter, Adi Leela. And originally they were one, and then they became two. But in Lord Mahaprabhu, in Lord Chaitanya, in Mayapur Dham, the two became one. Union and separation together in one body. Eka Bhuta, in one body. But union is there in Mayapur, but the separation is more predominant. As in Mayapur, Vrindavan, union is more prominent, but separation is also there. Because in Vrindavan, there's always union, always. Because the Acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in one of his books, that the mood of separation is a higher union. The reason is, when you're feeling separation, you immediately think of that person. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he gives an example of as a mother, one mother, she's cleaning the house, and she comes across one of her child's shoes. And the child is not in the house. The child is somewhere out playing, or at school maybe, but the child is not in the house. So as she's cleaning the house, she comes across one of the child's shoes. And immediately, when she sees the shoe, she immediately thinks of that child. In the heart, she's thinking of her child in the heart. Even though the child, and she's feeling separation when she sees the shoe, but when she, at the same time, she's feeling union in the heart when she sees the shoe. So this is how Prabhupada simply explains it. And so, of course, this union and separation are actually on there's a river. Actually, they're all part of the same package, one could say. Now, there's a river of Prema. And there's two banks, or tata, as they call them. One bank of union, and one bank of separation. And the two go together. Like there's two banks in a river. So the two go together. So the process of this union is that to get the union, we have to feel the separation. And the separation begins when sometimes we think Krishna has left us, just as Krishna left the gopis at the rasa dance. But this was to increase the separation. And Krishna, when came back, and Krishna explained this to the gopis and also to Radharani, when Krishna would make arrangements to meet Radharani in some kunja on the banks of the Jamuna, and he would slip off and play with Chandravali somewhere. But this was to actually increase Radharani's separation from him. He explains this very nicely. And so this is the process and the principle that we should follow when we're chanting the holy name. We should be feeling separation from Krishna when we're chanting the holy name. When we're chanting our japa, we should be feeling in our heart, as they say in Bengali, Krishna Koltai, Krishna Koltai, Krishna Koltai. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? This is what Mahaprabhu's mood was when he came back from Gaya after being initiated, and he was crying all the time, just crying, in tears, incessant tears. And one day, Mahaprabhu at his house in the yoga pit was just crying, Krishna Koltai, Krishna Koltai, Krishna Koltai. And Satimata just made one remark. He said, Nimai, Krishna is coming, Krishna is coming. So then of course, he started to scratch his body, transcendental body, to look in the heart. He says, because Krishna's in the heart, Nimai. So then of course Satimata started crying because of her parental relationship. She started crying, and of course Gadar Pandit came and pacified Lord Chaitanya. So even Mahaprabhu, he started crying, because he was feeling pangs of separation from Krishna, as Radharani would feel. Now, then, this course can only be done when we accept, as it says here at the end of this purport, that that one becomes a preacher. This is actually what everyone should be preaching in India. Now, Lord Chaitanya, he came for the main reason he came for was to actually show us by example. Now with Krishna shows the precept, but Lord Chaitanya is by example. Example is better than precept. So Lord Chaitanya, he came in the mood of Radharani, as I said before, to feel why does Radharani love me so much? And what is my beauty that attracts her? And how can I relish this? Now, this is the three greeds, or the three desires of Lord Chaitanya. Now, I can't go into detail because I don't have time, but it's explained in one book that these three greeds were fulfilled when, in the form of Lord Nrsimhadev, Lord Ramachandra, and as Krishna. So as Lord Nrsimhadev, as Prahlad Maharaj was sitting on his lap, Lord Nrsimhadev was thinking, why has this young boy got so much love for me? Because I can't feel this love. Because I don't have any parents. I appeared from a pillar. I don't have any parents. So then that greed or desire started to come. Then he appeared as Lord Ramachandra, and then as Lord Ramachandra, he started to feel it. Now, in Lord Ramachandra's pastimes, he was in friendship with the monkeys and so on. Now, there are two classes of friendship. There's friendship in awe and reverence, and there's friendship where one thinks he's equal with Krishna. Now, with Lord Ramachandra, it's a friendship of awe and reverence with Sugriva and Hanuman and all the monkeys and so on. But this wasn't satisfied him. He wanted more. So then he appeared as Krishna in Vrindavan, and then that greed was fulfilled, or desire was fulfilled. But it wasn't completely. And then, of course, he is as Krishna. He fulfilled his desire that his friends, the Gopas, could actually could be equal with him. That was fulfilled. But that is not. But at this stage, it wasn't complete. But when he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, that was complete. It's like the unripe mango and the ripe mango. Lord Krishna is the unripe mango, and Lord Chaitanya is the ripe mango. When this greed was fulfilled in Lord Chaitanya, it became the ripe mango. And then Lord Chaitanya spread. Then of course, when he left, he preached all over India the mission of the chanting of the holy name. But the chanting of the holy name in Mahaprabhu's mission, it was actually incidental. It says in the Adi Leela chapter 4, 36 and 37. I'd read the English translation. Just as those who desires are fundamental reasons for Krishna's appearance, destroying the demons are incidental necessity. So for Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Person of Godhead, the promulgating the Dharma for the age is incidental. And that's the external reason. But his main reason is, where is it now? Adi Leela 4, 223. He made his appearance to taste that conjugal mellows, and incidentally to broadcast all the rasas. And so Lord Chaitanya's prime mission was to feel separation, and then once he actually fulfilled his desires, he actually propagated the holy name. Because, as we know, in Sri Asangam, the kirtans were behind the closed doors for 1 year. And due to the Leela of the Chankazi Leela, the doors were broken open, were wide open, and Lord Chaitanya went out on the street to give freely all over to anybody who wants it, this Prema Nam Sankirtan. Because this Sankirtan is Prema. It's not ordinary Sankirtan, it's Prema Sankirtan. Goloka Prema Dan, Harinam Sankirtan. And it descends directly from the spiritual world. Now, Lord Chaitanya is described in many ways. And the beauty of Lord Chaitanya is also is described very beautifully as well. Now, the other day, I was listening to a lecture by Indra Prabhu. It's one of his 3.5 hour lectures, and he makes many nice points. So he's talking about the beauty of Krishna, Radha and Krishna, and how everyone is attracted to Radha and Krishna. Everyone cannot feel. Everyone is attracted to Krishna. Even guests, they come here for the first time, they see Radha Gokulanda dressed very beautifully, they're attracted to them. And he uses the word quintessent. Indra Prabhu he uses the word quintessent. He says, the beauty of Radha and Krishna is quintessent. But he says, but, in English, we start saying, we compliment, we say things, but then this little word, but, when we say but it can be used negatively or positively, like the word greed. Spiritual greed is positive, but the material greed is negative. So in this sense, this word but is positive. In the sense that he says, then Indra carries on, he says, I can show you someone who's more beautiful than Radha and Krishna. And he says, I can take you to my room and show you my big Gaunitai deities. As you know, he used to worship big Gaunitai. And he says, Gaunitai, they're more beautiful because they're the combination of two beauties. They are the quintessence of the quintessence, the quintessence of the quintessent. And he said, because Krishna is Leela Purushottam, Mahaprabhu is Vripalamba Prema Purushottam. So Mahaprabhu is actually the higher. Mahaprabhu is very high. It says in the Navadvip Mahatma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, as Jiva Goswami is being escorted around Navadvip Dham on the Parakram, Lord Nityananda, he says that Mahaprabhu's pastimes are higher and more confidential than Krishna's pastimes. Because Mahaprabhu is giving, because Mahaprabhu is giving prema bhakti freely. But in Vrindavan, Krishna is not giving, he's holding back. He's keeping it to himself. But but when he appears as Lord Chaitanya, he's freely giving prema bhakti to everyone who wants it. So his pastimes are more higher and more confidential. Now, Lord Chaitanya is also known as Bhakti Nirpuna. That means the last limit of bhakti. So Vrindavan, as I say, Krishna is there in Vrindavan, but you add the Bhakti Nirpuna, the last limit of bhakti, you add that to Krishna, that is Lord Chaitanya, that is Gaura. So the mission of Lord Chaitanya is so we can feel separation from Krishna. And then we can go out and teach this all over the world by going out on Harinam Sankirtan, the congregational chanting the holy name, wherever it may be, London or Edinburgh or where it may be. And then Prabhupada says at the end here, one should become a guru and preach Lord Chaityanya's instructions all over the world. Now, of course, there's many types of gurus. There's Shiksha gurus and Diksha gurus. But sometimes this guru doesn't mean, it means Diksha and Siksha, of course. But there's a pastime of a guru could be anybody who knows that Krishna is the son of Nanda Maharaj and can open the eyes of the blind, as we say every morning. And my spiritual master opened my eyes of choice of knowledge, offer my help, and like this. So, it doesn't mean that one is like an old person is a guru and a younger person is not. Sometimes it's the other way around. Now, in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, there was Raghunandan Thakur, who's the son of Das Mukunda. And they were living in Sri Khanda. I don't know if anybody's been in Sri Khanda. It's about half hour from Katwa. And so we know the pastime that Mukunda Das or Das Mukunda went away, and he told Raghunandan Thakur, now you go to your mother and get the offering and offer to this Gopal deity of ours. So, but he said, Prabhupada, I don't know the mantras. He said, no, you just say, please Gopal, eat. Just tell him to eat. Because he's a young boy, only a young boy. So then I said, okay, Father, okay. Then he goes to his mother, and he's got the offering, mother? Yes, yeah. He said, excuse me, Krishna, Gopal, I don't know any mantras, please forgive me. Look, my father said, you just eat. So this Gopal was eating everything. And then we know the story, the pastime, that this happened for 3 days, 4 days. And they came back because they were fasting for 3 days, and then Raghunath Thakur explained what happened. And he said, the boy and the father said, no, he must be taking the offering for himself. But then he thought he'll hide. Das Mukunda thought he'd hide while he thought the boy would do the offering again. And he saw Gopal offering, eating. And then when Gopal stopped eating, and then Raghunath Thakur said, my Gopal, why you stop eating for? In the last 4 days you've eaten everything. He said, well, your father's hiding in the corner there watching. And then of course Mukunda Das, accepted that. Now that Gopal deity is still there in a little small temple. The whole temple is about the size of this altar here. It's a very small temple. And at the back is a very, very nice kund. And that's another story there. We don't have time for that. Maybe later on. Anyway, so later on in Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya, he would ask funny questions sometimes to his followers or intimate devotees. And so then one day he asked Mukunda Das, who is your father? And Raghunath Thakur was there. Your father, and he is your son. He says, yes. Now, who is father and who is son? And then Das Mukunda, he thought about it, and he looked at Raghunath Thakur, and he said, Raghunath Thakur is my father, I am his son. And Lord Chaitanya said, why? Because he has shown me the true path of bhakti. As a small boy, he's shown me what bhakti is. Therefore, he's my guru. And Lord Chaitanya is very happy with Mukunda Das, very happy with him. Because Mukunda Das, he took the humble position. He didn't think, no, I'm the father, and he's my son, no. He says, he's thought, no, his boy is more advanced than me in spiritual life. He's more advanced. So therefore he's my guru. So there, Lord Chaitanya is very happy with him. And then Raghunath Thakur, he grew up to be actually one of the, I forget now, I think he's one of the associates of Nityananda, I think. And the Raghunath Thakur, in this very nice place, Sri Khanda, Radhanath Maharaj, when he does the Mayapur Yatra, the groups go there. And then they go there for each group goes there for one day. And it's about half hour from Katwa by bus. And so this is guru, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be, it could be anybody who knows that Krishna is the son of Nanda Maharaj. And the guru also has to be tattva darshini, yet he has seen the truth. Now, in Kali Yuga, it's explained also, the acharyas explain that Krishna descends, or Krishna manifests in two ways in this yuga. That is through the acharya and through the holy name. Now some may be thinking, look, we've got the deities here. So Krishna has manifested, yes. That is true. But generally, people in Kali Yuga cannot distinguish between, say, a statue of, let's say, Winston Churchill in Parliament Square and a murti of Krishna. Generally, people cannot discriminate. So they're blind. So the Tattvadarshini, the Acharya, because he has seen Krishna, not just once, but continually sees Krishna, continually, 24 hours, he can open our eyes, and he can help us by his mercy, he can help us see Krishna. So when we come here and we see the beautiful form of Radha Krishna Sita Ramachandra and Gaunitai, we're seeing them by the mercy of our spiritual master. No one else. Just like there's a blind man and he wants to taste milk. No, he wants to know what milk looks like because he's blind. He knows what milk looks like because he's blind. So he asked his able-bodied sight friend, what does milk look like? Oh, it's palish white. Oh, what kind of white? The white of a crane. The bird, the crane, the white of a crane. And the blind man is thinking, I don't like milk. I don't like it. And the able-sighted man says, why? He says, you said it's the colour of a crane. Because if it's colour of a crane, I swallow, and it's the colour of a crane, that means the crane will get stuck in my throat and I'll choke. So we're blind in that way, like that. So he doesn't want to taste milk because it's like that. So the spiritual master will open our eyes to the beauty of Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. And this is the instructions where and of course the beauty of the holy name is that it's so powerful that even on Namabas, it's Namabas level, it's so powerful that it gets rid of all the palabra karma in one go. In other words, all offences have ceased. All the past offences have ceased, and we're not on the level of pure Sudanam, no, but it's so powerful that Namabas will get rid of all our palabra karma, and our offences will cease. But the danger is that we can quickly fall down to nama aparad. So we should, as quickly as possible, get to the level of Sudanam, as soon as possible. And there's one verse by Rupa Goswami says, out of thousands and thousands of pious activities, thousands of pious activities in thousands of years, this will not help you. One has to have intense greed for the chanting of Sudanam. And you must go there. If you find a place, you go there immediately and take it. This is from Pajamalati 4:14, yeah. So we have to come as soon as possible chanting Sudanam and cease from, of course, Namaparad, and hopefully come to the Namabas as soon as possible as well. All right, I'll stop there. And any questions or comments?